حدا بيسألنا شو الأخبار. تابعونا كل نهار 4 الساعة 3 لنتناقش ونتحاور ونسلط الضوء على أهم المواضيع اللي بتخصنا كلنا بتجرد وموضوعية. برنامج شو الأخبار مع حسين هاشم كل نهار 4 الساعة 3 على راديو سينا 102.3 FM. تابعونا لتعرفوا شو الأخبار.
حابب تشتري بيت وعم بتدور على مين يساعدك؟ كنت عامل بانكربسي أو عندك لو كريدت سكور؟ جاي على البلد جديد أو دخلك محدود؟ لا تفكر ولا تحتار، لك المشكلة وإلها حل، خصوصا مع خبير القروض العقارية علي دهيني. خبرة ودقة ومصداقية، وبالنهاية ما بتلاقي إلا قرضك معك ومفتاح بيتك بجيبتك. Top Mortgage Company, you dream it, we achieve it. 313-247-4844 or 243-841-4000. عم بتفكر تشتري بيت أحلامك أو عندك عقار حابب تبيعه؟ ما إلك إلا تتصل بخبير العقارات محمد خروبي، وهو جاهز يساعدكم بأي وقت وأي مكان ليصير مفاتح بيتك بإيدك. للتواصل مع العقاري محمد خروبي الاتصال على 313-980-9089.
خايفة على أولادي كتير، بس ليش؟ خايفة إزاي يصيروا كل شيء يتعلموه بالشتاء. ومين قال إنه ما في حل؟ الحل عند Educare Student Services، البرنامج الصيفي حول مشكلة، ساعات تدريس reading, writing, math وعربي، نشاطات مختلفة ومسلية، طبخ وفنون وأشغال يدوية، بالإضافة إلى اختبارات علمية وصفوف روبوتكس. وبعدك بتقولي لي خايفة على أولادك؟ يلا شماتة اتصلي سجليهم 313-566-3733. صيدلية مدرايت رعاية صحية كاملة، بنستقبل كل أنواع التأمين، وغير هيك بنوصل الدوات لنص بيتك وبلا مقابل. البيو راح على ذوي الاحتياجات الخاصة وكبار السن، وما خلصنا بعد، ولأنه راحتكم بتهمنا فحص سكري وضغط مجاني. وما تنسوا إنه نحن هون دايما لنساعدكم. صيدلية مدرايت 23850 فانبورن رود ديربورن هايتس، هاتف 313-914-2223.
تحياتنا لكم مستمعينا من 102.3 FM ومشاهدينا من واتساب ميديا نتورك وسليم تي في أرابيك. تحياتنا لكم جميعا، ولقائنا المتجدد من برنامج واتساب شو الأخبار اللي بيطلع عليكم كل نهار 4 من الساعة 3 للساعة 4 بمواضيع بتهم الجالية العربية والشرق الأوسطية وكمان الجاليات كلها الموجودة بديربورن بمترو ديترويت وبأمريكا بشكل عام. اليوم ضيفنا رح يكون Councilman ديف عبدالله، العضو المجلس البلدي في مدينة ديربورن هايتس. رح نتحدث عن المدينة بشكل عام، عن الانتخابات اللي صارت البرايمري والانتخابات اللي رح تصير بنوفمبر، عن نظرته لمدينة ديربورن هايتس، his vision for Dearborn Heights، وبعض المشاكل التي تواجه المدينة، some of the issues faced by the city، كيف هو نظرته لها هذه المشاكل، كيف ممكن تنحل، وعن علاقته بالمجلس البلدي والأعضاء الآخرين بالمجلس البلدي. موضوع كتير مهم رح نتحدث فيه نحن وكونسلمان ديف عبدالله من هلأ لتقريبا ساعة. رح يكون معنا على الهواء مباشرة على الراديو على 102.3 FM وعلى الفيسبوك على واتساب ميديا نتورك وسليم تي في أرابيك. ببداية الحلقة مثل على طول بنعمل بدنا نتشكر كل السبونسرز تبع واتساب ميديا نتورك. بنخص بالذكر أكيد المحامي حميد دكروب ستيت بلانينج اند بروبيت اتورني، ابلايد مودرن هاوس دكتور مو هزيمة، ايفري فريش ماركت أسواق البلد الموجودين على اناربل تريل، توب مورجج كومباني أليكس دهيني، ومو خروبي العقاري مو خروبي من ريماكس 2000، وميد رايت فارماسي لصاحبها حسين عبدالله موجودين على فانبورن بمدينة ديربون هايتس أو بتايلر. فتحياتنا لكم جميعا وشكرا لدعمكم لواتساب ميديا نتورك. مثل ما قلنا لكم فيكم تحضروا الحلقة على سليم تي في أرابيك. حاليا حيلا واحد بيحب يحضر أكثر من 130 قناة عربية بالإضافة إلى قنوات بينج سبورت والعديد من الفيديوهات الموجودة على شاهد بلس. في يحصل على سليم تي في أرابيك وفي يحصل على 7 أيام مشاهدة مجانية من خلال التواصل مع واتساب ميديا نتورك، ونحن بنقدر نعطيكم اللينك أو الرابط اللي فيكم تحصلوا من خلاله على 7 أيام مشاهدة مجانية. بالإضافة إلى هيك الأرب أمريكان وومن بزنس كونسل AAWBC رح يكون عندهم إيفنت بكرة بمنت 29 بكرة الخميس. فيكم تشاركوهم، رح يكون it's a great opportunity للأشخاص اللي بيحبوا يتلاقوا مع professional people to network, have fun, have some good food. it's a good event لل AAWBC. بننصحكم إنه تحضروه. أكيد قبل ما بلش الحلقة بحب أتمنى عيد ميلاد سعيد لأمي اللي هو بيصادف عيد ميلادها اليوم، فهابي بيرثداي مام وإن شاء الله الله يطول بعمرك. ديف أهلا وسهلا.
أهلا فيك حبيبي.
يعني thank you for accepting our invitation. أنا like I mentioned before on previous show نحن على طول بنحب نفتح هذا المنبر يكون it's an independent voice. We accept all opinions and we listen to all opinions, and to our viewers and to our listeners is for them to decide and analyze the facts and basically accept or deny something. فنحن على طول منبرنا مفتوح للجميع. أهلا وسهلا بالجميع يجوا لعنا ويعبروا عن آرائهم. دايف احكي لنا لما بيعرف دايف عبدالله مين دايف عبدالله؟ who's دايف عبدالله؟
شغلتي بالريل استيت، صرنا بالريل استيت مع سنتري 21 for 32 years.
nice.
من سكان المنطقة صرنا ساكن بأمريكا من سنة 76 1976 جينا على هالبلد. مهجرين من لبنان بالأساس. رحت على الجامعة هون، رحت على المدرسة هون، تخرجت من اليونيفرسيتي ميشيغان ديجري بالماركتينج وفاينانس، ودخلت بالريل استيت مثل ما حكيت قبل يعني almost by accident، والحمد لله مشي الحال. و currently I'm also in addition to the real estate يعني لقيت حالي انه صار في اجاني الوقت. دائما انا بشتغل بالسياسه من زمان، مش يمكن 15 20 سنه.
كنت part of APEC اذا انا
من I've been very involved بالسياسه من شي 15 سنه، بس اخر شيء قررت انه صار وقت انا myself personally get into politics وفوت بالسياسه من شي 5 6 سنين، والحمد لله فتنا بالسيتي كونسل to do whatever we can لنجرب نساعد الجاليه ان شاء الله.
100%. يعني شو السبب اللي خلى ديف عبدالله غير حبه للسياسة وغير حبه للبوليتكس for him to run for office من 4 سنين تقريبا مش هيك؟
مظبوط.
شو الهدف الرئيسي كان من وراها لك ديف؟ What was your main goal?
The main goal is this. We all live in this country. Okay, كلنا عايشين بهالبلد، كلنا الحمد لله بنستفيد من هالبلد.
مظبوط.
ومثل ما قلت لك صرنا بهالبلد من سنة 76 جيت لهون، هلا عمري 53 سنة، جيت لهون عمري 10 سنين بوقتها بالأساس. 9 سنين عفوا 9 سنين. and كلنا علينا واجب نقدم قد ما فينا للبلد اللي نحن ساكنين فيها. وانا I love this country. I think it's a great country. and obviously my parents live in this country, my brothers, my sisters, my aunts, my uncles, in-laws, everybody lives in this country. وكلنا بذات الوقت we live in this city. I've lived in the Dearborn Heights area for a long time, and I just felt it was time for me to give back and provide back. I'm still doing the real estate business, but the advantage of the city council is primarily, as you know, at night, 100%. Tuesday nights, so it's a little bit easier to be able to do both.
Let's start Dave من الريسنت ثينج اللي صار اللي هو الالكشن. قبل ما بلش معك بهذا الموضوع اكيد بحب اذكر اللي عم يحضرونا على الفيسبوك على الانستغرام واللي كمان عم يسمعونا على الراديو انه فيكم تشاركوا معنا بالحلقه من خلال اتصالكم على ارقام التليفونات من ديترويت على 313-769-6666 ومن وينزر كندا على 519-256-1023. واكيد اللي عم يتابعونا على فيسبوك فيكم تتركوا الكومنتس تبعكم بالمربع تبع التعليقات in the comment box، ونحن كمان بنسال سؤالاتكم والفيدباك والكومنتس تبعكم نعطيهم لضيفنا اليوم. ارقام التليفونات عم تبين عندكم على الشاشه ففيكم تشوفوها كمان على الشاشه. ديف elections. مبروك اول شيء.
Thank you. شكرا.
You're now on to the general election.
Correct.
One thing that many people notice is the low turnout. Why do you think we only had about 5,000 people deciding the election?
Yeah, so it was, this particular election was actually 10.6% I believe total turnout of the registered voters. So من كل عدد السكان اللي مسجلين للانتخابات بس 10% اجوا. That's definitely 100% كتير قليل هذا الرقم. And one of the reasons it was so low is this particular election, there was nothing else that was on the ballot that was of importance or exciting for people to go to. City council in itself, by itself, is not enough to get a lot of people to get out to vote. So what tends to happen whenever you have a voting period where there's a presidential election or mayoral election or governor's election, you tend to get more people out to vote. Whenever it's just city council alone, and there was something else on the ballot for the Crestwood School District, it's not enough to get people to get out to vote. Now, this was very disappointing to me as an individual and as a citizen, because I believe this is a right to vote that we should not take for granted. If people vote for me, I'm honored. That's great, beautiful, I love it. But even if they go out and vote for other people, I really believe that our voices should be heard as citizens. One of the biggest things a lot of citizens say is, I don't like what this person is doing, I don't like what that governor is doing, I don't like what that mayor is doing, I don't like the president, I don't like this, I don't like that. Well, that sounds beautiful, but just saying I don't like is not exactly a vote. That's not a vote. So if you don't like, go vote and put the people that you like to have in place to be able to make decisions on your behalf over there. So like right now you look at it, 10% of registered voters, if you base it on just adults alone, in actuality it's probably about 1 or 2%. of adults in the city. Because, you know, we're basing on all the ones that are registered. There's a lot that are not registered. So you got, like, for example, 39,000 and some residents registered in the city of Dearborn Heights out of 63,000 total residents. And then when you only have about 5,000 people voting, that's extremely low.
مظبوط. كثير عالم علقت على هذا الموضوع انه يعني منهم قالوا انه هل يا ترى is it because of whatever is going on between the council and the mayor it's playing a role, or people are not interested in politics, or what could be some of the reasons?
Well, I don't know. I don't think it's a thing, you know, as far as what's going on between the council and the mayor. No, I think most of it is people rely on others to be able to make decisions on their behalf, and I think it's very, very wrong, to be honest with you, because اللي بتأسف منه أنا إنه مثلا كلنا كالجالية العربية كلنا عندنا علم اللي صار بالأرب سبرينج.
مظبوط.
عارف كيف شو اسمه بالعربي؟
الربيع العربي.
So, as you know, a lot of people died in the Middle East. I mean, died. Actually, thousands died in the Middle East for the right to be able to vote. And as you remember, it all started in Libya with a person putting himself on fire for his right to be able to vote, to have a voice. So people are dying for the right to have a voice, and here we have it freely, and yet we don't take advantage of it. Now, I say we don't take advantage of it. I'm not talking about just Arab Americans. I'm talking about nationwide as a whole. We don't take advantage of it.
Since you mentioned our community, بالعربي شو بتحب تقول لهم للجالية تبعنا الموجودين بديربون هايتس واللي ما عم بيطلعوا يشاركوا بالانتخابات أو يشاركوا بالحياة الاجتماعية والسياسية بديربون هايتس، شو بتحب تقول لهم؟
بقول لكل الشعب مثلا اللي موجود بمنطقه ديربورن هايتس كثير مهم الواحد يروح يصوت، ومثل ما قلت قبل انه ان شاء الله بيصوتوا لي، بس حتى اذا ما صوتوا لي يصوتوا لحدا. ليش؟ ما بدك انت 5% اما 10% من السكان تبعون المنطقه يقرروا القرار عن 90% اما 100%.
مظبوط.
يعني وقت بيجي انت 5000 واحد بيعمل القرار بالصوت تبعه عن 63,000 واحد، انا برايي هذا خطا. هلا في ناس بتقول لك مثلا ما بعرف صوت، في كتار حكينا معهم انه ما بعرف صوت، واللي عنده الادفانج هلا انه صار بجديد في بسموها هيدي absentee voting, no reason absentee voting, meaning صار في الواحد يروح يصوت بالسيتي هول قبل 30 يوم حتى يتسجل، مش ضروري يتسجل قبل 30 يوم.
يعني حتى الانتخابات ثابت انه اغلب الجاليه كانوا في منهم عدد كبير موجود برات البلد،
مزبوط، او بالعراق او مطرح ما بيكونوا. مزبوط. سو فين يروحوا من مهله 30 يوم قبل الانتخابات يفوتوا على السيتي هول يسجلوا حالهم بذات الوقت ويصوتوا بذات الوقت. سو الشخص اللي بيلاقي حاله بيتلبك انه كيف بده يصوت ما بيعرف يصوت، الادفانج اللي عنده انه اذا بفوت على السيتي هول عنده من 30 يوم لنهار التصويت كلها all 30 days بيروحوا يصوتوا، وفي حدا يفوت معهم يساعدهم، حدا مثلا بيقربهم، بنتهم، اختهم، whatever. وهو كثير هويني. هلا في ناس بتتلبك من الشغله اللي ما بتعرف فيها، سو مشان ما بيعرفوا فيها بفكروها هي اصعب ما هي. يعني من قبلهم في بيلا مرتي ما كان مصوت هون قبل، راح تسجل وصوت بذات الوقت وقال اوه ماي جاد كثير هويني. بس هن بيكونوا ماخذين فكره عنها انه اصعب ما هي عن جد الشغله.
اكيد في افكار، يعني حسب ما شغلنا بالانتخابات اوقات بيفكروا اذا انت بتاخذ فود ستامب ما بيحق لك تصوت، او اذا عندك حدا من اولادك او العائله عليه عامل شيء جريمه انه انت ما فيك تصوت، او في كتير شغلات يعني بتحس انه في قلية وعي من الجالية.
اشاعات.
هذا السبب قلية الوعي والاديوكيشن بالنسبه للانتخابات. دايف مين السبب؟ هل يا ترى تقصير من ناحيه المؤسسات الاجتماعيه الموجوده عندنا بالجاليه، ولا من ناحيه المرشحين اللي عم ينزلوا، ولا من مين يعني؟
نو من قبلها طبعا المؤسسات كلها مسؤوليه عن هالشيء، وحتى الناس اللي الالكتد اوفيشلز يعني مثلي ومثل غيري كمان نحن مسؤولين عن هالشيء. كلنا مسؤولين نعرف الناس انه حتى اذا طول ما انه الشخص 18 سنه اما اكبر بالعمر وساكن بالمنطقه اوكي ومسجل فيه يصوت. That's it. All in the 3 rules. That's it. Over 18, you're a resident of the city and you're registered in the city. That's it. You can vote for anything you want.
100%. كيف توقعاتك لنوفمبر؟ هل يا ترى رح نصير تشوف اعداد اكبر من العالم عم بتصوت؟
بنتوقع بنوفمبر بتصفي اكثر، مشان بالوقت الحاضر صار في بس بعد في 6 اشخاص مترشحين هلا للسيتي كونسل، كان بالاساس 9 صاروا هلا 6. لذلك يعني اكثريه الايام بنوفمبر بتيجي ناس اكثر. ليش؟ ما في كثير ناس مثلا برات البلد وعلى الفيكيشن وكذا وكذا وكذا، وبذات الوقت مثل ما عندك علم بتعتم بكير، سو الناس ما عندها too much to do. So they go, a lot of them do go.
مظبوط 100%. أنا بدي أتحدث بعد عن كثير من المواضيع، بدنا نتحدث عن الجولف كورس، عن forensic audit، عن كل شيء going on in the city. بس أكيد بدنا نذكرهم إنه نحن الحلقة لايف فيكم تشاركوا معنا بالموضوع اللي نحن عم نطرحه حاليا مع عضو المجلس البلدي في مدينة ديربورن هايتس دايف عبدالله. مواضيع كتير مهمة، أكيد بنحب إنه تشاركونا بهيدي المواضيع، تعطوا آرائكم. إذا عندكم سؤالات عن المدينة، عن الأشياء اللي عم بتصير بالمدينة، فيكم تتصلوا من ديربورن هايتس أو من ديربورن أو من ديترويت على 313-769-6666 313-769-6666 ومن وينزر على 519-256-1023. وكمان فيكم تشاركوا معنا اللي يحضرونا على الفيسبوك، فيكم تشاركوا معنا بالكومنت بوكس، تكتبوا الكومنتس تبعكم بمربع التعليق الموجود تحت اللايف ستريم اللي هو نحن فيه هلا حاليا. ديف، كتير صارت اشياء ليتلي بديربورن هايتس، الميديا اتنشن صارت كتير عليكم. عم نلاحظ انه ما في تناسق، ما في there is no harmony between the city council members. شو السبب بهيدا الموضوع؟ يعني على طول عم نشوف في 5 votes going يعني toward something, 2 votes going toward something. شو السبب بهيدا التباين الموجود بين السيتي كونسل members؟
Well, okay. هلا هيدي من بدي احكيها بالانجليزي.
Please,
Okay.
yeah, أكيد.
So this is one of the things that's advantages of our government. When I say our government, I'm talking about the United States government, whether it's at the city level, at the county level, or at the state level.
تمام.
One of the advantages is what they call checks and balances, meaning, you know, different people check each other to make sure that we're making the right vote. You have 7 people. It's intentional. وقت بحطوا مثلا بالcity council, for example, بحطوا 7 أشخاص. ليش 7 أشخاص؟ عشان الفوت مستحيل يطلع متعادل.
اوكي.
ما لو حاطين مثلا تحطوا بالسيتي كونسل 6 أشخاص بتطلع 3-3.
مظبوط.
لذلك ما بيتصوت شيء. هلا كل واحد عنده رأيه. whether السيتي كونسل ممبرز اللي مع احترامي كلهم اللي موجودين بالسيتي كونسل بديربورن هايتس وبأي منطقة. ومع احترامي للكل مثل ما قلت. كل واحد عنده رأيه. سو اللي بيجي مثلا قرار قدامنا كل واحد عنده رأيه. هلا في some people بياخذوا مثلا رأي مثلا اذا ضد المير، مع المير، مع الادمنستريشن، ضد الادمنستريشن، مع السيتي كونسل، ضد السيتي كونسل. كل واحد عنده رايه وانا ما عندي مانع برايه. كذا اللي حلو بامريكا انه كل واحد بيحق له رايه، عنده حق للراي.
اوكي.
لذلك هيدي ما it doesn't bother me. The only thing that bothers me is I just hope انه every vote whether it's me or somebody else، مش عم بحكي عن غيري، عن نفسي وعن غيري، يكون كل واحد عم بيصوت بطريقه حسب الملف اللي قدامه على هاي الشغله. ما يصوت على عميان لا ضد ولا مع، لا مع المير ولا ضد المير. But it does it tend to happen a lot of 5-2s there does tend to happen.
شو السبب انه على طول بسمع انا انه والله Dave is voting with the mayor. Dave is within the mayor's circle. Dave is the mayor's body on the council.
Right.
خلينا let's talk.
Whatever I'm transparent.
I want to be able to answer those questions and get it to the community so we can answer it once and for all. Go ahead.
I don't answer to anybody.
تمام.
I have had maybe in my 4 years there maybe 3-4 calls from the mayor about a particular vote. It's extremely rare. So I'm not for the mayor, and I've said it many times publicly, I'm not against the mayor.
Okay.
Now the same way you could say somebody's voting with the mayor, then you could also say other people are voting against the mayor. So it kind of goes both ways, as you are aware. Myself, I can't speak on behalf of other council members, and I won't. It's not fair for me to talk on their behalf.
Okay.
That's their decisions, whatever way they vote. And I'm sure they do everything within their power to make sure that they're voting the right way. They're all good, honorable people. They're all putting themselves on the line by being in council. So I can't speak on their behalf. But I tell you on my behalf, I will not. And I've said this many times publicly, and I'll say it again. I will not vote on anything blindly with the mayor. I will not vote on anything blindly against the mayor. I will not vote on anything blindly for a friend. I will not vote on anything blindly against a friend or for myself or against myself.
Okay.
It's based on a situation by situation by situation. Now, everything that goes in front of me, I read it, research it, talk to people, get different opinions, and most importantly, I would like to have the opinion on both sides. يعني بحب أحكي مع الميلتين. بحب أحكي مع الشخص اللي مع القرار اللي أنا عم بقرره وضد القرار اللي عم بقرره اللي أنا عم بقرره. عشان بحب آخذ الرأيين.
Okay.
قبل ما أقرر. And when I vote based on that subject alone. I have no advantage to going with the mayor or against the mayor.
Why is it like 98% of the time it is aligning with whatever is the mayor's strategy or
so, and you could look at it both ways. So it tends to look that way because you tend to see a lot of the votes, if you want to call it aligning, anti if you want to say whatever the mayor possibly is bringing forward. So it tends to look that way, but it's definitely not the case. You know, if you give me, it's much easier to answer. وأهون مثلا جاوب عليها طبعا وقت اللي بتكون شغلة بشغلة.
أكيد رح نروح نحن على topic. خلينا نبلش topic to topic.
Then you will see the thought process that I go through. And let me tell you something. I've said this many times. I possibly can make mistakes, just like you make mistakes, just like everybody else makes
everyone
mistakes.
makes mistakes.
But know this: there's no bias whatsoever when I do a vote, whatsoever, zero.
Let's go topic and topic. Let's go in details.
Sure.
One of the most debated one, which is went to court, is the forensic audit.
Okay.
Abdallah is against forensic audit.
Correct.
We voted against it every time it came.
Well, it's correct with an asterisk, but I'll explain it in a second.
I'll let you explain it whatever
Sure.
you get. Every time there is a vote on forensic audit, whether to fund it or to hire a firm, Abdallah is voting no.
Against it, correct.
You mentioned a couple reasons. Can you please explain
Sure.
why you're against
No problem.
forensic audit?
So some of the council members have decided they want to get a forensic audit.
Mm-hmm.
What a forensic audit is obviously a little bit more detailed audit than a traditional audit.
Mm-hmm.
That's a factual situation. There is a company, which is an independent company, it's called Plant Moran. Plant Moran is an independent auditing firm.
Okay.
They are an independent accounting firm that does governmental auditing of all government agencies at the county level, at the city level, etc.
Very good.
They come in and audit our numbers, the city's numbers, I mean, off the top of my head, definitely for the last 12, 15 years plus. So they audit our numbers on a regular basis, and then they give us a report of what findings that they find, what things need to be implemented.
Okay.
And what criticisms, and what wrongs, and what rights. A to Z, they do the full audit. They are already paid for that every single year. We pay them like $118,000, $120,000, $25,000 a year.
Okay.
They are paid for that. My opinion is, why would we go get another auditor to do the same thing, maybe a little bit more? I will give credit, I mean, maybe a little bit more, but for a much higher fee when we already have one that has done it. Now, the argument is, well, they'll find some stuff. Okay, but here's the thing. Plant Moran has already found stuff. So the issue, my opinion, is not about investigating what needs to be done.
Found stuff
It's already
wrong,
been
you
investigated. Yeah, they found some things that were wrong.
Okay, which
so
is...
the issue is not investigating. The issue is implementing. And they've given us a step-by-step different things that need to be implemented in order to comply with their audit. Now, some things at the city level, unfortunately, have not been implemented as of yet.
Okay.
Okay.
And whose problem is that?
Well, it starts, I say it bluntly, it starts at the mayoral level and it continues on to the council level.
Okay.
All of us, and there's checks and balances. There's no one, you know, the thing people have to understand about government, especially the U.S. government, it's not a dictatorship. So there's no one person that's going to be able to make a decision on behalf of everyone. In other words, this is not a king, you know, whoever it is. You know,
it's not a dictatorship.
Yeah, it's not a dictatorship where the king says, this is the way I want things done, boom, it's done, it's over. No. There's checks and balances.
Okay.
Has our government, our city government, been run smoothly? No.
Okay.
Is it running at an optimal level? No. Is it running at a level that I'm comfortable with? No. So it is not perfect, not by any stretch of the imagination.
Since how many years have been Plant Moran telling the government or the administration that there is things wrong that needs to be
Well, it
fixed?
depends on a particular thing, but there's been different things for probably the last 12, maybe 15 years.
And they haven't been fixed.
Right.
What's
So
the
I'll
reason?
go back to my point. So the issue is not investigation to bring another company, pay them some money again to do this when we already have a company that's already done this. The issue is implementation, making sure it gets done.
What's the
so
argument
I have no
that's
problem.
been used?
I have no problem with the different council members, and I'm in full support for implementing these things. Absolutely. No, there's no argument out of me there. The issue is some people want to take it to the next level, but again, we're going to find out pretty much the same things more than likely, and then start implementing it. So why pay another auditor? In addition to that, one of the things that I did not like, we are hiring and paying for attorney firm, law firm, to be able to hire an auditor, which is Raymond Group, and we're going to pay the law firm. We have up to like $35,000 that may be paid to them, and to this point, we still don't have a bill from them, which I have a problem with. Because we're going to be approving paying them, but we don't know how much the amount is. We've hired them, we don't know how much the amount is. Which I still don't see why we have to hire an attorney, law firm, to hire an auditing firm when we've already picked the potential auditing firm. So why pay the law firm? And then in addition to that, I've asked multiple times, what is the dollar figure that this audit will cost? Now, I've had some community activists say, well, Troy did it for $70,000. If we could do it for $70,000 and we'll sign on just $70,000, I can tell you right now publicly, I have no problem. Because there's nothing wrong with audits. I don't, for any entity, there's nothing wrong with an audit, because all it would do is cross the T's and dot the I's, and if there is something that is being done wrong, it'll get it implemented and take it to the next level. I have no problem with that.
100%.
But when it's an unknown figure, I have a problem approving an unknown figure. I have asked many times to some of the council members that are in favor of this, and to Raymond Group. I'm sorry, not Raymond Group. I can't think of the law firm, OTW.
Okay.
I can't think of the name off the top of my head.
Okay.
Olton Weiss, I believe, is the first name. So I've asked many times, how much is this going to cost? I mean, just give me a figure. They said, well, we can't give a figure right now. And I respect that. I'm in business myself. I know some things you cannot predict 100% ahead of time. I respect that.
But ما في estimate, for example?
That's all I said. I said, give me an opinion, something similar to this. What will it cost? I mean, are we talking, I think you were there that day. I said, are we talking about 5,000? Are we talking about 50? Are we talking about 500,000? Are we talking about 5 million? Are we talking about 5 billion, 5 trillion? I don't know. I've said it very publicly. Now, I did some of my preliminary research myself.
Okay.
I don't just rely on them. And mine was just through calling 3-4 different accounting firms, and also did some research online for what the cost is. And for forensic auditors, they charge per hour. $300 to $350, sometimes more per hour.
Okay.
And when you're auditing that much information at City Hall level, you're going to need a multitude of auditors that are going to go in there and audit this thing. So if you just figure out the simple numbers on a calculator, you get into a very high number. So with that being the case...
But they're saying, Dave, that it's not going to be a full-fledged
beautiful
audit. It's going to be directed toward couple stuff.
Beautiful.
Couple topics.
Beautiful.
That's why they're comparing it to Troy, because it's not...
All right. Then watch this.
Okay.
Then are they ready to commit that it's going to be the same as Troy? Are they ready to commit that it's just $70,000? Then I have no problem with it.
So Dave Abdallah doesn't have a problem with it.
With a forensic audit, so long as
there
it's
is a cap.
Cap, exactly.
So if they give you a cap and they give
then
you
I'm
a number,
much
you
more
are for forensic audit.
I have no problem with the forensic audit, provided that we're not double doing the job, the same job as Plant Moran has already done. Because why pay somebody twice for the same job? Again, I'll go back to a single point that I'm making with Plant Moran. The issue is not just not just investigation or finding out. Forensic audit at the end of the day is basically an investigation.
It is.
Okay, so it's not a case of investigation because Plant Moran's already done that. And Plant Moran's already given us some recommendations. Now it's just a matter of implementing them. And I'm all for the implementing them because most of the things that they've asked to implement have not been things that I am wholeheartedly against. I'm not.
We're saying it's not being implemented. It's been a couple of years and it hasn't been implemented. What guarantees us, for example, that this is going to be implemented if we don't go for forensic audit?
Well, even if you go for a forensic audit, and let's just use some hypotheticals here. I mean, at this particular point, nobody knows for a fact what's going to happen in the future. But let's pretend we do a forensic audit and they come in, and let's just use a figure of $70,000 like what was paid in Troy, which I'd have no problem. If it's going to be $70,000, I'm telling you, I'm saying it right now publicly, I have no problem. Come to me and say this forensic audit by this particular firm is going to be $70,000. As I speak right now, I'd be in favor of it.
Why the mayor keeps vetoing that, and why we're going to court, and why we're wasting money?
So the mayor's, I can't speak on his behalf. I could just tell you what he's been saying.
Okay.
In his opinion, this is against the charter, and he cannot be forced to do something illegally. That's what he felt. And the mayor, the attorney, our corporate attorney, has also said this was against the law. That's why when they did the first lawsuit,
100%.
the attorney initially said this is illegal, and then when it went in front of the first judge, it was deemed to be illegal again, where this is not acceptable based on the charter.
Okay.
What his personal reasons are, I cannot speak on his behalf, so I don't know his exact reason. I'll say some of the reasons that he has mentioned in his veto, and in his opinion, and I want to make it clear, in his opinion, he believes this is a political witch hunt. He believes it's for some, I'll just say, people's political gains. He believes people are coming after him because they're against him, and this is their way of trying to find potentially something wrong and use that against them. That's what he personally believes.
Very good.
My personal belief system has always been and will always be, this is not about you, Mr. Mayor. This is not about me, Dave Abdallah. It's not about so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so. It's about the residents and the residents only. And if I believe something is in the best interest of the residents, I have no problem voting yes on it anytime.
Very good, very good. We're going to continue with the conversation with Councilman Dave Abdallah. After the break, we're going to talk about the ordinance for hookah lounges. We're going to talk about the golf course, the flooding issue in the city, and many other topics related to Dearborn Heights. Anyone that would like to basically participate and call, we're live from 102.3 FM and on WhatsApp Media Network. The phone number from Detroit is 313-769-6966. 6666 313-769-6666. And if you're watching us on Facebook, on WhatsApp Media Network or Sling TV Arabic, you can leave your comments on the comment box. Break and we will be back. Yeah, but they cannot hear you there.
تسألوا نحن مين؟ موقع شو الأخبار، موقع أخباري ترفيهي مش لحدا لكل حدا، يشتغل مثل خلية نحل ليغطي أخبار الجاليات بميشيغان والعالم، تقارير إخبارية، برامج حوارية مباشرة، تغطية للمناسبات، برامج منوعة، إعلانات، بالإضافة إلى إعلانات فرص عمل. موقع شو الأخبار، عالمك الصغير الكبير ليوصلك كل شي جديد. تابعونا الآن. صيدلية ميدرايت رعاية صحية كاملة، بنستقبل كل أنواع التأمين وغير هيك بيوصلك دواك لنص بيتك وبلا مقابل، خدمة وراحة لذوي الاحتياجات الخاصة وكبار السن. وما خلصنا بعد، ولأنه راحتكم بتهمنا فحص سكري وضغط مجاني. وما تنسوا إنه نحن هون دايما لنساعدكم. صيدلية ميدرايت 23850 فان رود ديربورن هايتس، هاتف 313-914-2223. حابب تشتري بيت وعم بتدور على مين يساعدك؟ كنت عامل بانكربسي أو عندك لو كريدت سكور؟ جاي على البلد جديد أو دخلك محدود؟ لا تفكر ولا تحتال، لك المشكلة وإلها حل، خصوصا مع خبير القروض العقارية علي دهيني. خبرة ودقة ومصداقية، وبالنهاية ما بتلاقي إلا قرضك معك ومفتاح بيتك بجيبتك. توب مورتجج كومباني، your dream it we achieve it. 313-247-4844 or 243-841-4000. عم بتفكر تشتري بيت أحلامك أو عندك عقار حابب تبيعه؟ ما إلك إلا تتصل بخبير العقارات محمد خروبي، وهو جاهز يساعدكم بأي وقت وأي مكان ليصير مفتاح بيتك بإيدك. للتواصل مع العقاري محمد خروبي الاتصال على 313-980-9089.
خايفة على أولادي كتير،
بس ليش؟
خايفة بالصيف يطيروا كل شي تعلموه بالشتاء.
ومين قال إنه ما في حل؟ الحل عند Educare Student Services، البرنامج الصيفي ما خلى مشكلة. ساعات تدريس reading, writing, math وعربي، نشاطات مختلفة ومسلية، طبخ وفنون وأشغال يدوية، بالإضافة إلى اختبارات علمية وصفوف روبوتكس. وبعدك بتقولي لي خايفة على أولادك؟ يلا شو ناطرة، اتصلي وسجليهم 313-566-37.
أكيد تحياتنا لكم، بنرجع لكم مع حلقتنا بواتساب شو الأخبار، وضيفنا عضو المجلس البلدي في مدينة ديربورن هايتس Councilman ديف عبدالله، لنتحدث عن المدينة ديربورن هايتس، عن المشاكل عم تحصل بالمدينة وكل المواضيع اللي بتهمكم واللي بتحبوا تسمعوا عنا. سوري. أكيد اللي بيحب يتواصل معنا، نحن لايف هلا من 102.3 FM. فيكم تتصلوا على رقم التليفون من ديترويت هو 313-769-6666 313-769-6666. وإذا عم تحضرونا على فيسبوك فيكم تتركوا الكومنت تبعكم على واتساب ميديا نتورك. أحمد فوز بيقول senior trips to Greek Town Casino and hole in the wall bars where the beer tap is $1,300 per visit. Yeah, we need an audit and a box full of handcuffs. And also would like to know how city spent $3,000 at a cigar shop. Any comments you want to comment on?
So I'll comment on those. I don't know the specific exact ones, but I know that this was brought at one of the council meetings that there had been some expenses that had been paid in regards to I think it was a casino, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And there was some place, I think it was a liquor store. I'm not sure the specific stuff, the exact ones. But a lot of those, it was to be found eventually that no, it was not somebody that was spending it at the city. What it was is the way the senior trips are done, they go to these different places. The city pays for those checks.
Okay.
And then the senior trip group, if you want to call it, will pay one big check back to the city for the total amount, including these things, whether, again, I don't have the file in front of me, but including the different things like, for example, sporting events, maybe even a casino trip for the seniors, et cetera, et cetera. So if you look at it on paper, it looks like, oh my God, they're paying, let's say $500 to a baseball game. But it's not for a baseball game. It is for a baseball game, I'm sorry. But it's paid for by the city to the, let's say, the baseball, the Tigers or whatever it happens to be, and reimbursed by the senior group as a total by one check. That's why they have the accounting set up. And this was verified with the comptroller's office and the treasurer's office. They'll tell you the same thing. That's exactly how it is. As a matter of fact, John Riley, which is a treasurer, went up at the council meeting, said that's exactly what that is.
Very good. سيد صبح بيقول you got my vote. نزيه حمود بيقول congratulations. Sam بيقول I see if it comes all the drama have it done and let the citizens see for themselves. Unfortunately it will be costly. فذات some of the comments اللي عم توصلنا على الفيسبوك. اكيد فيكم تتركوا الكومنتس والسؤالات تبعكم ونحن بنوجههم لكونسلمان ديف عبدالله او هو بعد الحلقه كمان بيشوفها وبيجاوب على سؤالاتكم. اللي بيحب يتصل بالحلقه مباشره نحن لايف بعد معنا تقريبا شي 20 minutes. رقم التليفونات عم ببين عندكم على الشاشه من ديترويت 313 769 6666. ديف الاشيو اللي يمكن شوي اخذ شويه هيت it's the issue of hookah ordinance that the city council adopted of only allowing 7 hookahs to be open in Dearborn Heights. What's your stand on this?
So my stand on this is very clear, and I stand behind my vote. I voted no against this particular ordinance for one main reason. For me, it was not about one particular business or a different business, whether this business can open or can't open. That was not what the ordinance was about. The ordinance was about whether we as a city should cap, in other words, limit, and that's it, ما عادش في أكتر من هيك 7 محلات hookah be Dearborn Heights, or allow more than 7 to be able to open. My view was 100% clearly and unbiased, nothing to do with one particular person, whether راح يفتح أما ما يفتح. One particular person اللي فاتح أما بعدين راح يفتح. It had nothing to do with that. My vote was 100% based on my belief that the government, in this case the city government, should not dictate how many places open up. What should dictate that is economics. In other words, right now في 7 هلا مثلا بالمنطقة. إذا فتحوا 10, to me, I have no problem with that. I have no problem with additional 3 places for hookah lounges to open up. I have no problem with 11, 12. Now, obviously, when we get to the point where it's absolutely ridiculous, there's 60 of them.
But some concerns they were raised about the safety. أول شيء لأنه it's not too far from a gas station. That's one. The other concern إنه هو that specific business it's not compliant with the current city where they are in Dearborn.
Okay.
So there is complaints. The third thing إنه the state license is not there. So how did the building department give them permits?
Okay. So again, and this is where people have to understand that they have to separate the two. So my vote was solely on whether we should allow more than 7 to be able to open. If you're talking about the one particular business that wants to open, whether he has crossed the T's and dotted the I's, that's a whole separate conversation.
Yeah, but they're putting them together, yeah, Dave.
No, but that's the thing. They shouldn't put them together because it was based on, let me give you an example. Let's use a hypothetical. Let's just pretend right now what he's doing is totally wrong. Okay, let's just use that pretending.
Okay.
By putting a limit of 7, you're going to say, okay, this person's not going to open up, right? But you're also stopping somebody else from opening up. You're stopping the other 3, 4 people that want to open up in the city. Wow. You have right now in the 48127 area, you have potential of 7 hookah lounges. They have 7 hookah licenses, right? In the 48125, which is South Dearborn Heights, by Telegraph, by Van Born, by Dartmouth, by Inkster Street, by Southfield Freeway, you have none. So what if you wanted to open up right now Hashem's hookah lounge?
So you couldn't capping the number.
I'm against capping. This has nothing to do with the individual. The individual, when they apply for a license or when they apply for permits or when they apply for plans, that's a whole separate thing to be voted on. The ordinance specifically said whether we should allow 7, cap it at 7, stop it at 7, and don't allow any more.
Right. Other than that,
and my opinion was 100%, and I stand by my vote. I have no problem if an 8th one, a 9th one, a 10th one wants to open up, so long that there's a demand for it from the residents, then there's no problem there.
Right.
Now, people switched it from
let's go to the
how many
second
could
part.
open to that exact place.
Okay, let's go to the second part of it, because it made people came to the city council, people attacked Dave Abdallah personally on it. Dave, even some, let me say publicly because it was said publicly that there is probably library or something in some halla there. This is a platform for you. Go ahead and tell me why did you vote?
Sure. Well, again, like I said, there's 2 separate votes.
Please,
okay?
go ahead.
Actually, it's just one vote. The one vote was whether it would be 7 allowed or not allowed. Now, some people, for example, some of the residents that came to the city council had an issue or a challenge with one particular business opening up. Okay,
let's talk about that one particular thing.
And we can, no problem.
Go ahead.
But that vote was not based on, see, if you put in a law, this is where my belief system is.
Go ahead.
If you put in a law, because remember, an ordinance is a law. Okay? So when you put in a law to stop one particular person, then to me that's wrong. To me that's personal.
So you think this is because now a stand only because they want to stop that one particular business?
See, I have a problem with that because now you're putting in a law for one particular person, because now the problem with that, if you stop that person, you're also stopping somebody else from opening, an 8th, a 9th, a 10th, and 11th person from opening, and that's why I had a problem with it. I don't believe personally government should be that involved in society where people that want to open up businesses, because for example, there's 200 restaurants, there's 100 gas stations, there is 50 whatever you call it, smoke shops, etc., etc. So why are we doing it for just hookah lounges? I just don't believe. I believe personally, based on demand, the number of places will open up. Again, if you go back to this particular place, now that's a whole different conversation, and that's where some people had a hard time with it. They were not able to separate the two. It's two different conversations.
That specific business that we're talking about, how was he or was the business able to get permits when there is so many concerns going on with it?
Okay, so I can't.
And who's responsible?
Sure, and I can't speak on behalf of that particular business or that particular person, or even for that matter in City Hall, what happened back in November.
Okay.
But I could just speak on based on what I've been told.
Okay.
Okay, in the city council meetings, according to the building director, the current building, he's not an official building director right now. He's, I guess, if you want to call it temporary, interim building director. And Jack McIntyre is his name. And he said it again yesterday. He said that the permits had been applied for in November, the plans had been applied for in November for a hookah lounge, and that's what they had approved them based on, and then the person started construction. Now, whether that's allowed, not allowed, he's good, he's bad, he's done this, he's done that, that's, again, a separate conversation from the ordinance, and that's where the people couldn't separate the two. My vote was solely based on not believing that the city should say no more than 7.
So to clarify things, Councilman Dave Abdallah is against capping
100%.
Capping businesses, especially
any business.
Businesses, not all businesses نحن.
Yeah.
But in the particular example of that specific business, what's your stand?
So that particular business, if what they are doing is against the law, and there's two different opinions on this, obviously, and this may have some court action, so I'm kind of limited to what can be said. But if that particular person cannot legally open, then they won't open.
Okay.
But if they can legally open, it's within their parameters that they applied for everything on time, and they can legally open, then they're gonna open. At the end of the day, there's gonna be probably.
Let me benefit from the last 10-12 minutes that we have you on, because I still have a lot of topics I want to talk to you about.
Sure.
The golf course, you guys bought it from Wayne County.
Correct.
Is there a plan to basically benefit from it?
Sure. So we purchased it from the county for $1.8 million.
Okay.
I think it's one of the best deals in the history of real estate in the city, that's for sure. Because we purchased it from the county when you got half-acre lands on Ford Road, which is a better location, selling for $600,000 and $700,000 and $800,000. That's for half an acre. And we bought 254 acres of golf course property for $1.8 million, which averages out to around.
Abdallah is a real estate expert.
That's where it comes in, yeah. So we bought it on average for $7,500 or $7,800. I don't have the exact calculator in front of me, but somewhere around $7,500, $7,800 per acre. That's a steal. Now, the reason we got a steal, obviously, the county is getting rid of a lot of the land assets or real estate assets that they have. They don't want to be in the process of being landlords, if you want to call them. So they got rid of them, and it's perfect. Now we get to control what happens.
Now you guys have the course.
Correct.
And you guys have been having it for how many years?
As far as owners,
yeah.
This will be the first golfing season where we have it.
Had the city council or the mayor hired a management team?
So there was a couple management teams that came to council. We couldn't come to an agreement on them. There's some, I had a little bit of hesitations of using the same current management team, but we would like, as a council, I think most of us as a whole would like to give the one that's there right now, give him a chance to see what he does as far as running it's concerned and how well he's going to do with it. And if he does well, that's great. He believes that he never did well because there was a lot of things he couldn't spend money on, not knowing when the county was or was not going to sell it. And a lot of people didn't want to book there knowing that it was for sale. Now that we own it officially, he believes he could do a much better job, and I believe he has earned the right to. And I've met with him, we had meetings with him, we had interaction with him, and we feel comfortable.
This is going to happen soon because it's
already started.
It's already started.
Yeah.
So it's already there is a management.
But
team in place.
his concerns, we have not signed him to a multi-year contract, so he wants to get at least 2 years out of it, so he can put in his financial commitment and start spending on it.
I mean, as a government, if you're not making money out of business, you want to make sure you're not losing money.
Correct.
So how are you guys going to make sure you're not losing money if you're not making money?
Yeah, so with the county, there's been different debates on whether it was making money or losing money, but if it was losing money, it was not at an extreme amount.
Okay.
So at this particular point, we're going to be able to control this golf course, and we're going to be able to run it hopefully the right way. We're trying to kick up the amount of business that's happening there. Like, for example, the things that I spoke about at one of the council meetings is because they have a hall there for catering, you got to have a little bit more halal food as an option for people. You know, nobody has to have halal, but for those that want halal food, you have to have that as an option for people so that you get a lot more members in the community doing their events there,
100%.
which can create more business, more revenue, and that could be used for bettering the golf course.
Flood issue in the city. Every year there is rain, every year there is a flood in the city.
Major problem. Absolutely.
What's the solution?
So unfortunately, the solution is partially within our limits as far as the city is concerned.
What has been
primarily,
done so far?
primarily at the state, I should say the federal and state level. The Army Corps of Engineers have done studies on this, and they are basically the organization from the government, from the federal government, that does the research on this and comes up with what needs to be done. The estimates that they've had in order to be able to fix this particular problem has been anywhere between 280 some million, all the way up to about 350 million. It is not within the city's budget to be able to fix this, not to mention this is a problem that's encompassing multiple cities in the area, whether it's, Dearborn Heights, Taylor, etc. So there's multiple cities that are going to be affected by this particular thing, and it's bigger than Dearborn Heights. There's just not enough money for Dearborn Heights to be able to do it with a budget of $49 million.
Okay.
So we're working in lobbying.
What's the solution now? And
well, the
who's
solution is at the
solution?
the solution is at the federal level, and
are you guys working toward that?
Yeah, there's been some conversations. It starts mostly at the administrative level. Obviously, that's primarily who will be working on this. But us as council members, we've had conversations with some of the Congresswoman Dingle, Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib, et cetera, et cetera. They're the ones that will help expedite this, hopefully.
Okay. So, for residents who are listening to you now, what do you guys tell them?
I'm gonna tell you honestly, and again, you'll find I'm very transparent. If I'm gonna tell you there seems to be a solution to this, I'll tell you what the solution is primarily money right now. I mean, right now it's all about money. It's not an issue of what needs to be done. There's different options for what needs to be done. The issue is who could come up with that type of money, whether it's 260 million or 350 million. Either one is a lot of money. That's $250 million. We cannot afford that as a city. So that's a solution that we're looking for.
Have the city made effort to, I mean, you mentioned a couple of congresswomen, have the city made effort to get the federal government to pay for it?
According to the mayor, he has been at work on this type of thing, and also I know some council members have worked on this.
I've heard Lisa a couple of times,
yes,
she's
worked
on
status
for her last
I've
time.
spoken with the congresswoman. I mean, there's been an effort, but at the end of the day, at the federal level, they got to give the money. I mean, we can do all kinds of effort, but at the end of the day, somebody's got to give that money. That money is needed in order to be able to finish this particular project.
Very good. Moving to the next point, I mean, you mentioned that we were at the meeting last time at the city council. I mean, you walk to the city council in any city, it's updated, it's beautiful, there's a lot of good saying. Why the city council or the city hall?
I agree.
And Dearborn Heights is old.
Absolutely.
There is no money or there is no vision to update it?
It's minimal money. So let's compare. I mean, a lot of people will compare it, for example, to
Dearborn. Okay,
so Dearborn's budget is give or take somewhere around $155 million. That's a huge budget. They have all kinds of revenue that comes into the city from whether it's from Ford Motor Company, whether it's from Greenfield Village, whether it's from some of the hotels, or here, the building we are in right now. I mean, here's, I don't know, what is this, 20-some story building, multiple buildings right by the Henry. I mean, these are buildings that bring in high tax revenue. We don't have that type of, we're more of what they call a bedroom community, primarily just houses. There's no industry there. As a matter of fact, the biggest industry in the city of Dearborn Heights is the city of Dearborn Heights itself. That's the biggest employer. So think about that. Tells you everything you need to know. There's just not enough money that comes in. If you take out the city of Dearborn Heights itself as a government, the biggest employer in the city of Dearborn Heights is Hype Athletics. Think about that. That's the biggest. Okay, and they do, by the way, shout out to Ali Sayed and Billy Ayman and the crew there. They do a great job. I'm honored and glad that they are in our city. They do an absolute great job. But that's the biggest employer in the city of Dearborn Heights. And then it's downhill from there. So there's just not enough money that comes in. So when you compare $49 million budget for Dearborn Heights versus $152 million, it's just night and day difference in money.
So there is no money to do renovations?
Not enough. We have a very
Any plans for the future to basically come up with the money to do stuff?
Well, I'd be in favor of it, definitely. Okay. I'd definitely like to see a better working environment, better looking, I mean, who doesn't want that? Whether it's what do you call it, the electronics in the city, microphones, cameras, etc., or just visually more appealing, no doubt.
I'm trying to go point by point عشان ده وقت بس my next 2 points very quickly. I mean, we've seen so many gunshots throughout the country, so many shootings. Are we ready in Dearborn Heights as a police department ready to deal with such incidents?
Yeah, so we're
Is
fortunate.
There precautionary steps taken?
Yeah, there's some things that I cannot speak of that I had seen that the city has in place. But I can tell you they are prepared with a lot of emergency stuff. Are they at the optimum level? No. I'm not an expert in that field, but there's definitely some things that need to be worked on. The current emergency manager, which is the former police chief, Lee Gavin, is the current emergency manager, and that's good. At least we have somebody that's experienced in that field to be able to help us. But it's definitely a major concern in the city, and it's definitely something that the city is working on, but not where they need to be. We definitely have room for improvement.
You mentioned Ford Road, and you mentioned some of the developments that are going on there. Where is the city is moving forward? We've seen so many Arab Americans opening businesses. We're seeing Dearborn Fresh is opening there. Where is Dearborn Heights? What's your vision for Dearborn Heights for the future?
Well, the vision for Dearborn Heights for the future, I've always been pro-business.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, you see with the hookah vote, etc. I'm pro-business. I just believe, my personal belief is the more businesses open up, the better the city looks when people are driving through the main streets and main thoroughfares.
100%.
The more people are likely to live in the area, the more it raises the prices, the more it raises the amount of taxes coming into the city because of the prices being more. And the more for people to want to move into the area because there's nice development there. When an area is, and I'm not going to name particular cities, but there's some cities in the Wayne County and Tri-County area that are not that developed business-wise, and less people want to move into the area, which drops the tax base, which drops development, drops the parks, drops the schools, and which is not in our favor.
We've heard some residents, especially from Arab American and Muslim descent, go into city council and complaining about during Ramadan the parking lot and the stuff, and then the mosque now they have I think they're applying for a permit to basically build a hole, and they want to get the permit.
Yeah, so
if you can just educate the public on that specific topic.
Yeah, so for full transparency, I serve on the board of directors for Islamic Institute of America, which is on Ford Road near John Daly.
Okay.
And the current plans is to build a hall that would encompass mostly from inside the current building. So that's the thing that a lot of people don't know. They're building a hall, it'll fit roughly, I don't have the numbers in front of me, 550, 600 people. But most of that hall, probably 90% of it is inside the current building. So they're taking out walls and they're going to build it on the inside. There's another part that will be outside the building that is, what people have talked about, the 4,500 square feet. But most of that is the kitchen area and the storage area for tables, chairs,
Is there enough parking lot in the area for them to have that much stuff?
That's a good question. It's not us that determine that. The ones that determine that is Wade Trim came in and they did a study on this, and they came up with the fact that based on the formula that they use, based on the number of pews. Pews are those seating areas in the auditorium. Based on the number of people that can sit in that will determine in the formula that they have number of parking spots they have, and they found that there is enough parking spots. Now,
they found there's enough parking spots?
There is parking spots. Yeah, enough parking spots. Now, with that being the case, as a board member, I can tell you, even though there may technically be enough parking spots, we're still working on different ideas, amongst them a possible walkway across, but we still have a meeting we're trying to set up with the person that owns the Heights shopping center across the street. Possible walkway across and some sort of subleasing of parking space in the shopping center across the street. Or possible shuttles, work on possible trolleys or shuttles to shuttle people from one parking lot, some of the bigger parking lots in the area, to the mosque, to lessen the amount of issues or concerns that some of the residents or neighbors had.
يعني وصلنا تقريبا, we're almost at the end. We still have about 2 minutes for the end of the show. You've answered يعني everything that we came across. We tried to answer it as much transparent, as much with full facts as possible. Election is coming up in November. Dave, Abdallah won the election, if I remember 4 years ago, on 80 votes, around 80 votes.
I think it's 82 votes, correct.
82 votes. What's your strategy for November, and why should people elect Dave Abdallah to basically re-elect him to stay on the city council?
So it'd be my honor, obviously, if the residents vote for me again. I personally have no gain. I'm not in this for political aspirations, or I'm going to become president, or I'm going to become governor, or whatever. This is not what I'm in this for. I'm a real estate agent by trade, and that's what I do for a living. I'm doing this just to give back to the community. So when they vote for me, they're voting for themselves, because I'm looking to represent the residents as much as possible, as objectively as possible, as transparent as possible, knowing, and for those residents, it's much easier for them to be able to vote now when they watch the voting, that I do my research on every subject before I vote, and I stand by my vote. And just like in different votes, people have asked me, do you want to change your vote? And I said no, because I know I've done a lot of the research before I come into the council chambers and and go through that vote, and I'm comfortable with myself that I've done the research, and in my heart and in my brain, I've done the right vote. It's never a biased opinion. It's never, people are into this rubber stamp. There's no such thing, at least not in my book.
Very good.
So the residents know I go out of my way to make sure I represent well.
When someone reach out to Dave Abdallah, are you accessible? They can basically talk to you and get to basically things answered from you. If so, how they can reach out to you?
Absolutely.
Very quickly, 10 seconds, Dave.
They could email me, davecitycouncil@gmail.com.
Okay.
Or if they'd like to contact me, they could contact me at 313-203-8215.
Very good, Dave, and I want to thank you for joining me on the show.
Thank you for having me here.
I have a lot of topic more to talk about it, but we're limited by time when we come to the radio, so inshallah we'll host you one another time so we can talk about more of the topics, inshallah, very near future. Thank you to everyone that listened to What's Up الأخبار talk show. We air every Wednesday on 102.3 FM. However, we have a lot of shows. عندنا كتير برامج بتطلع على واتساب ميديا نتورك، على الفيسبوك، على الانستغرام، على اليوتيوب شانل، وعلى الويب سايت تبعنا. بدنا نشكر السبونسرز تبع واتساب ميديا نتورك بنهاية الحلقة، اللي هن المحامي حميد دكروب، ستيت بلانينج اند بروبيت اتورني، ابلايد مودرن هاوس دكتور مو هزيمي، ايفر فريش ماركت اسواق البلد، توب مورجج كومباني اليكس دهيني، مو خروبي من ريمكس 2000 اللي هو لما عرف انه ديف معنا قال انا I wanna be one of the sponsors, I wanna support the show. مدرايت فارماسي حسين عبدالله وسيم تي في ارابيك. اكيد في الايفنت بكره تبع الارب امريكان وومن بزنس كونسل بمنت 29، بنصحكم تحضروه. وحيلا واحد بحب يحضر قنوات عربيه، اكثر من 130 قناه عربيه بالاضافه الى بينك سبورتس. يتواصل معنا للحصول على 7 ايام مشاهده مجانيه. انا بدي اتشكركم لمتابعتكم لواتساب شو الاخبار، الى ان نلتقي في برامج مقبله. كان معكم حسين هاشم، الى اللقاء.